Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our record attempt here by Dan Bigham. He's looking to beat the record of Bradley Wiggins back in 2015. Great to have you all here, and we are in Grenchen, and thanks to have everyone here. And basically we've had a bit of a main nightmare, but unfortunately we won't have Johnny, Whale and Ewan Wilson, but we are here. Dan is on his way to basically start now, and we can see Dan yesterday, of course his girlfriend Josh, she took the women's record. But great to have all of you here, and an hour now, and we can see Dan is just warming up there on the track. We are in Grenchen in Switzerland, so great to have you all here, and let us know down below. Send your best wishes to Dan. Of course, this is a Huub event sponsored by Huub and Watch Shop. So great to have you here. Great to have Victor Campanat in the chat as well. So make sure to let us know. Sorry, we've just had a bit of a nightmare setting everything up, but it hasn't affected Dan. So Dan is well and truly here. So we should see him hopefully do something this year, potentially challenge Bradley Wiggins' British hour record, and then hopefully as well. Great to have you all here, and sorry about all this absolute mess, and that's courtesy of my laptop. So, but Dan Bigham is here, and he's just warming up now. We've got it's 4:02 here in Switzerland, so send your best wishes to Dan. Dan is well and truly gonna smash it as he can, and we've got Harry Tanfield as well in the comments, of course, one of his former track teammates. And it's going to be very interesting to see if Dan can do this. Dan has had a very, very busy year. Of course, if you've been following our channel, Dan's appeared several times. He was at the World Championships where he finished 16th, beating many pro World Tour pros, and then of course, just racing the Tour of Slovenia, racing the Tour of Britain, like you name it, and Dan's pretty much done it this year. Of course, he's riding for Ribble Weldtide on the road, and then he also rode for the Huub Watt Bike team that is unfortunately no longer here. And it's going to be incredible to see if he can emulate the performance that his girlfriend did yesterday. If you're wondering about two riders on the track, that's because we've got another rider warming up, just playing around on the track. So great to have all of you here, and great to have so much support as well for Dan. And it'll be fantastic to see what Dan can do here. Dan's an absolutely phenomenal cyclist, multiple national winner of several time trials, going all the way down from the kilo up to the 50 miles. So if anyone was going to do this, try and challenge Bradley Wiggins from 2015, it's definitely Dan. And of course he's also going to the Nationals in a few weeks and challenging Chris Froome there. But we'll have to see if Dan can get close to Victor Campanat as well, and I hope that is the real Victor Campanat we have in the comments as well. A lot of support here for Dan, of course myself as well. I'm a huge Dan fan, so we're all here eager to see what Dan can actually do. And best wishes for Dan. But it's going to be an hour now, and his phenomenal bike that of course has custom parts from Watch Shop. Watch Shop was of course the brainchild of Dan, and his dad is there as well to support him. It's going to be very exciting. And as always, thanks for Watch Shop and Huub Design, who are now in the comments. And as they put, the hashtag is breaking Brad, and Brad of course being Bradley Wiggins. And we'll have to see if Bradley Wiggins is looking at this as well. I know for sure his podcast buddy Graham Wilgos is. So it'll be very exciting to see. They're just testing, so we've got 27 seconds to go now, and 24 seconds, 23. Dan is just resting up here, just getting composed. and we'll see if he can do this on his very highly designed Argon 18. So Dan is off now. He's about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. We're off. Dan is off. Dan is off. We'll have to see. He knows exactly how to pace this as well. This has been a long time in the making, so this has definitely not been a pet. He hasn't come easy to this. This has been a lot of preparation from him and, of course, Watch Shop and everyone behind the scenes. So, yeah, he'll just have to get himself composed there. Of course, he's trying to keep inside the lines, making sure that he's not overdoing the distance. And, of course, you want to try and keep on that black line, or as close as you can. Of course, this velodrome was also where we had Rowan Dennis break it, and, of course, Jens Vogt, who did the hour record and kind of was the resurgence of all these attempts again. But yeah, Dan Bigham is off now. We'll see what he can do. Dan Bigham, phenomenal athlete in his own right, 16th at the World Championship time trial. Of course, that is a very different event, and yeah, it's a very different kind of athlete. Of course, he is an incredible time trialist and incredibly aero as well. You can see Dan is just tucking in, and yeah, his bike, we will definitely have a video about that, and see if see all the incredible modifications. But Dan is just getting composed. He's averaging, I know you can't see it, but he's averaging 43.589 kilometers right now. He's gotten up to 45. Of course, he's trying to build as well. He's currently 3 seconds behind the time of Bradley Wiggins, and of course, that you can't really take that. You can't really take that too much. You have to take it with a pinch of salt because of pacing strategies as well. Of course, when Bradley Wiggins did it, it was back in London, and we are in Switzerland right now. So in terms of he's just passed 1.5 kilometers now, and we have under 2 minutes to go. Really sorry that we can't see the graphics. We had a bit of trouble getting all this set up, courtesy of my laptop not wanting to start, but yeah, I'm glad none of that has affected Dan. He's well and truly riding through the laps. He's already on lap 7, and the pacing here, he's already averaging 49 kilometers. Of course, the pacing, I didn't ask his pacing strategy, but I'm sure this has been planned down to perfection from Dan. And he's it's not an official UCI record attempt, which is annoying because of bureaucracy and politics and whatever you want to call it. But Dan Bigham is trying to go for the British record, courtesy of Bradley Wiggins, and of course that was set back in 2015. And the time was the distance, not time. The time, of course, is 1 hour, but the distance was 54.526 kilometers, if you remember that. And great to have so many of other Cycling Dane fans here as well, or community, should I say. James here, Zara as well from Norway, all tuning in to watch this absolutely spectacular athlete, Dan Bigham. And he's already surpassed 11 laps now, coming up to 3 kilometers now. 3 minutes inside this attempt now. And absolutely incredible. Of course, this is an hour record. I would have loved to have the graphics, but we have them on the board, so I can actually feed them to you, but we can't actually see it because of the camera. But we were saved last minute by Juan and Jay as well, 2 superstars of this stream. So thanks for that, guys. And we'll have to see if Dan Bigham can actually do the British record. Of course, the Brits have a phenomenal history with the hour record. We going back to Chris Boardman, of course, doing it after he won the 1992 Olympics. And of course, Graham O'Brien with that incredible Superman position that then got changed a bit, the rules. But this is our first live cycling event on the Cycling Dane channel, brought to you by Huub Design and Watch Shop. And absolutely incredible, to be honest. And Dan is just steaming through. He's of course very aero. He's an aerodynamic consultant. He's consulted Wout van Aert. He's done Primoz Roglic. They're working with Israel Stardom Nation. watch shop. So aerodynamics, there's no better person to come to Dan, and of course he's also worked for Mercedes F1 when he was doing part of his degree at Oxford Brookes doing motorsport engineering. And why do I know all these things? Is because Dan is our to be fair, I'll make this, no, I'm not going to touch the screen because we've had so much trouble, so sorry guys. We've had so much trouble with this, so we'll have to see if we can do anything. Keep your questions coming in. And in terms of lap times, he's averaging about 16-17 seconds now. He's about 7 seconds down on the pace of Bradley Wiggins, but of course it's all about the pacing, and we'll have to see if he can get. We're still early days. We're only 5 minutes and 30 seconds into this stream, into this hour record attempt. But Dan is doing a formidable job, and the splits are a bit. It is a bit strange, the splits, but because we are at a different velodrome, but it's saying 8 minutes down right now. But we'll have to see if he's pacing it a bit different to Bradley Wiggins, of course. He's probably going to be ramping it up in the second half quite a bit. But he's averaging about, for the last lap, he averaged just under 52 kilometers an hour. So he's going to be ramping it up as we speak. And we'll have to see what happens here. Great to have so many of you here in the comments. But 6 minutes and 20 seconds has just passed here. And we'll have to see what we can do. We are, of course, in the Tisotto Velodrome in the middle of Grenchen. And, of course, Grenchen have hosted a number of hour records before. Jens Vogt, they also, yesterday, of course, Josh Loudon beat the women's record, the fiance of Dan Bigham. And Rowan Dennis, of course, beat the record had the record when he was riding for BMC. We also had the most distance covered in 24 hours set here, courtesy of Christoph Strasser. So there's this velodrome definitely has a lot of history with the hour and setting records, that's for sure. We're coming out to 6 kilometers gone now, 7 minutes and 8 seconds now. So 6 minutes. 6 kilometers, not minutes. So he's 6.5 kilometers now is what he's passing, and he's currently 9 seconds down on the record. But 7 minutes and 30 seconds now for him. I'm really sorry about the graphics, and absolute nightmare. But we're grateful to be here with you, courtesy of Huub Design and Watch Shop. So make sure to check them out as well. There should be a link down below. But 7 minutes and 44 seconds is now the time that Dan has. And Dan, what can you do? The prospect of doing an hour record at the intensity that Dan is doing, he's probably doing around 360 watts. Of course, we'll get an interview with Dan afterwards and see if we can get some figures of him afterwards at a later date. So should be good. But Dan is well and truly in his rhythm. You can just see him tucked in. He's really trying to stay on that black line, of course. We've got, what have we got? He's coming up to 7.5 kilometers now, and he's going to be reaching that just past the 8 minute 30 second mark. So 7.5 kilometers done now, 8 minutes and 34 seconds covered, 10 seconds down on the splits. But he is ramping his average speed up here, 52.5 kilometers, and it'll be interesting to see if he can take it from Bradley Wiggins, and what a benchmark that would be. Of course, Bradley Wiggins, a phenomenal athlete in his own right, arguably the best cyclist that Britain has produced for many people, multiple gold winner at the Olympics, and of course the Tour de France champion back in 2012, where he also won Paris-Nice, Criterium du Dauphiné, and did an absolutely superb job, and then did the record as one of his concluding competitive moments. And the hour record has had an absolutely incredible history in the sport of cycling, seen as the toughest test of endurance for athletes here. And Dan is well and truly setting himself in the history books against some of the greatest cyclists. Eddie Merckx Moreno Moser, not Moreno Moser, but Moser, of course. Moreno Moser is he their nephew? But yeah, so many. Eddie Merckx has held this, well, not this exact record, but done the hour record, and it's such a shame that we don't have more athletes doing the hour record. Jens Vogt really, reinvigorated this discipline, if you will call it that. And yeah, then we had a lot more attempts. We saw the record bouncing between a lot of athletes. We didn't see the top time trialists, and that's probably one of the grueling factors, I would say, or one of the detriments to this record, that we don't see the likes of Tony Martin, Fabian Cancellara and Filippo Ganna doing it all in their prime. But one man who certainly is in his prime is Dan Bigham, and coming off fresh from the Leuven time trial, of course 16th, where he beat many World Tour pros. And right now we're coming up to the 9.5 kilometers split here, and he is 13 seconds down. 52.652 is his average, so he's really just ramping it up slowly. It's still only 10 minutes into this, or 11 minutes now into it. So yeah, and yeah, a few of you saying how can he not get bored as well. Great to have so many of you here around the world. Francesco Moser is of course the rider. Thanks for correcting me. It's so good to have so many of you here. Nearly 2,000 people, and if you haven't already, make sure to share it. Of course, this event is brought to you by Huub Design, and yeah, absolutely tremendous support from them for Dan over the years. Of course, they did the Huub Watt Bike team, that incredible team that's, well, against the odds, beat the GB team. They won World Cups, and yeah, with the likes of Johnny Weld, with the likes of Jacob Tipper, Harry Tanfield was also part of that team, and of course Charlie Tanfield, who went on to be part of the GB team and became a world champion in his own right in the team pursuit. So Dan Bigham is absolutely, that's why I'm sitting here as well, because I'm a huge fan of Dan. That's why we've had him on so many times on the channel. I must be a super fan as well, and I hope you guys are as well, because he's absolutely doing tremendous here, absolutely incredible. And when he finishes the hour record, we'll make sure to get down so you can hear a live interview from him, and we'll see. But it's not looking too good for the splits now, 14 seconds down. But we're only 12 seconds in. Maybe he can recover some of that. We are 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and 11 kilometers now he's just done. So 11 kilometers. So keeping track, 11 kilometers is what he's just, no, 11 kilometers now. So that will give you an indication. 11 kilometers now. And yeah, Grenchen, absolutely phenomenal place. It's in basically the middle of nowhere. And yeah, if you have any, yeah, and I also want to thank my girlfriend for doing the camera work as well. So shout out to her as well. We're all backing up with this attempt for Dan. So many people coming here and just well and truly backing up Dan, and that's really a testament of who Dan is, and being able to get so many people to support him. And his dad is here, his brother is here, his fiance now, and so many people backing up in this attempt, and we really hope him the best. And we're coming up to we're just coming up to 11.75. Yeah, 11.75. He averaged 52.947 kilometers, and of course the distance he's going for is 54.526, and that was courtesy of Bradley Wiggins back in 2015. So yeah, we'll have to see if he can do it. Of course, he is in formidable record, and we'll have to see if he can do it. He's doing around 16.567 lap splits here, so well, I'll keep an eye on that as well. 250 meters, of course. So Dan is absolutely doing a phenomenal job here. He's riding his Argon 18, and we'll have to see if that Argon 18, the bike as well. I really wanted to have the video out, but unfortunately, because of all this trouble with the laptop, we couldn't get the video with Dan Bigham talking through his very aerodynamic bike. There's hardly anything that you can optimize on that bike. The pedals have been optimized in terms of having no drag. It's all about the CDA, getting those 7 to 10 watts, as Dan would say himself. But yeah, Dan Bigham, absolutely tremendous rider, tremendous athlete, tremendous guy. Like, I can't say enough praise about Dan. and it was so great to see Josh Loudon, of course, beat the women's record, and Dan was of course supporting her every single step of the way and shouting the splits, and we'll have to see. But apparently we've got Victor Campenaerts in the comments, so if you are here, Victor, thank you for joining, and he's of course the current hour record holder. So yeah, but Rowan Dennis set a time of 52 meters distance. The time is 1 hour, but of course the distance he set was 52 kilometers, 52.49 kilometers, and that was set at this particular velodrome. And I can tell you for one, Dan is surpassing Rowan Dennis, and Rowan Dennis of course was riding for BMC, and 53.1 kilometer is the average that Dan just did in the last split, 16.44, so he's definitely ramping it up. And that was also what they were talking about yesterday, that that Josh, I always say it wrong, Jocelyn was ramping it up as well, so we'll have to see if he can just keep ramping it up. He's doing a tremendous job here, and yeah, really getting tucked in as well. And think about this, you're having to be in that position for an hour, like that is so daunting. Like okay, I'm no time trialist, and my time trials are about 2 minutes, but yeah, of course Dan is absolutely formidable. He's going to go for the national time trial championships as well later on in Lincoln. I will make sure to join him for that as well, if he's not sick of my face by this time. But yeah, Dan Bigham absolutely doing a phenomenal ride here, and yeah, of course Huub Design are one of his partners, and so is Watch Shop, so make sure to check them out as well. Yeah, we're hoping of course Dan breaks this record, hashtag Breaking Bad. Make sure to share this link if you haven't already on Twitter to your friends. Really get behind Dan here, behind this attempt. We are over 2,000 people watching now, so the support now is absolutely phenomenal for Dan. And yeah, Dan is such a great guy. I'm sorry I'm sounding like a super fan here, but I really truly am. And yeah, I just want Dan to really succeed with this. He's been planning this for some time, and yeah, the team behind him as well. It's been so good to see. Unfortunately, we don't have Huub Wattbike anymore, but like that was such an incredible chapter in his life, against all odds. And it seems like Dan is basically just against all odds. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the test, it seems. And beating Bradley Wiggins seemed to be the natural next test. But we are just coming up to 18 minutes now. He is just 15.5 kilometers. His splits are going down, so 53.286 kilometers is the average now of the splits. So we'll have to see. Grenchen, of course, is where we are in the middle of Switzerland, the cycling day, and finally at a cycling event live. I'm not in my room, as a lot of people said, or my basement or whatever. We are here. We are going to try and keep you up to date as best as we can. We had a bit of technical difficulties in the beginning, but absolute superstars of Jay, and also the velodrome manager Juan, just saving us last minute, because my laptop decided, a new laptop as well, decided to lock itself out yesterday, and they could not lock it, which was very annoying. But we're coming up to 19 minutes now, so almost a third of the way through this attempt. And Dan is absolutely ramping it up now. The average is 53.33 kilometers now, and yeah, the speed is just increasing ever more. And yeah, so many people behind this Dan Bigham attempt. We of course had Charlie and Harry Tanfield in the comments. Great to have Cameron Jeffers as well, one of his teammates on the road. Ribble Weltite is where Dan of course rides on the road. And yeah, of course, Dan isn't a World Tour rider. He beat many World Tour riders in that Leuven time trial not that long ago. Of course, him and his girlfriend made their way from Belgium down here. They competed in the mixed relay, and yeah, they of course won a medal in the 2019 Yorkshire World Championships, representing GB team, that new event, the team mixed relay event, which is a really unique event. Of course, his friend and well, friend of the channel as well, Harry, was also part of that team, along with John Archibald, who's of course has a strong connection to Dan as well. I'm really sorry that we don't have Ewan and Johnny Whale on the commentary team. We had a bit of technical difficulties, and so you have to make up due with me. But yeah, I think we have Victor Campenaerts. I'm not sure if someone's trolling us, but it would be great to have the current world record holder here. Of course, we got Huub Design filming the old documentary as well. And yeah, Dan is doing absolutely phenomenal. He's ramping it up here, 53.4 kilometers now. And yeah, we're coming up to, well, he's just surpassed 18 kilometers now. So we're about a third of the way through. So you can do the maths, a third. So 3 times 18, that's 54 kilometers. So yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. And what are we saying? Talk a bit less, Mr. Commentator. Sorry, can't do that. Dan Bigham, because I'm so excited about this event. But anyways, the splits are now 16.571 was his last split, and we'll try and keep you up to date with that. We're coming up. His next split is going to, well, his next mark is going to be the 19 kilometers now. We've just surpassed 21 minutes, and he's 18. I'm not sure the gap because he's ramping it all up all the time. So it's about the pacing strategies as well. And if it really is Victor Campenaerts here, I'm sure he can tell us a bit about pacing. But yeah, it's been an absolutely incredible year for Dan. Well, of course, he was in the Tour of Slovenia racing against Tadej Pogačar. He's been at the Tour of Britain racing against Wout van Aert and Julien Philippe. He's been at, well, yeah, almost you say it, he's done it on the road this year in terms of what you can do as a continental rider, and he's just an absolutely machine. And this hour record is just another tick to that chapter. And if you're looking out for cameras on the side, that is the documentary that's being filmed as well, courtesy of Huub Design. So make sure to check that out when that comes out. Of course, they have a YouTube channel, Facebook page, and Twitter as well. So we'll make sure to drop that as well. It should be in the link down below. But Dan Bigham is absolutely going full gas here. He's ramping it up. His last lap split was 16.559 seconds, of course. We're coming up to 20 kilometers now. So his next point is going to be 20 kilometers. That he's passed 2,000 meters. And here we go, 2,000 meters passed with 22 minutes and 25 seconds. So yeah, he's ramping it up, and if you can hear someone shouting, that is going to be the split, the pacing as well. And of course, he's just making sure that he can keep inside that aerodynamic position. So we'll have to see what we can do here. And yeah, great to have you here, Matt Velville. I think you're from Bath CC. I know there'll be plenty of people from Cleveland Wheelers and Bath CC as well watching. And a shout out to you guys. But Dan Bigham here, of course. Dan not far from Oxford when he was doing, well, he was at Oxford Brookes when he was doing his motorsport engineering, where all this aerodynamic expertise kind of started. And of course, he has his watch shop where they do these bespoke parts where they can well, it's over my head, like the absolutely incredible reduction that they have on even what I thought was the most trivial parts. The handlebars are absolutely bespokely made. The CDA is absolutely so incredible that it's been optimized at this optimized so far. But we're up to 2,300 people, so if you haven't already, make sure to share the link to whoever, your family, your brother, your sister, your mother, your cycling club. We really want to try and get as much exposure for Huub Design and Watch Shop, and of course Dan Bigham doing this attempt, trying to break Bradley Wiggins' attempt back in 2015. Of course, he was doing it in a very different setting, and that was back in London. And yeah, I must admit, when Dan first approached me with this hour record, I did think he meant Greenwich, not Gretchen, here in Switzerland. But nevertheless, Dan is doing a formidable ride. Last split was 16.532, and we are coming up to, what are we coming up to? 22 kilometers now has been passed. No, 22 kilometers is what he's coming up to now. So here we go, 22 kilometers passed by Dan, and he did that at 24 minutes and 36 seconds, and the split was 5.51. And so he's ramping it up. Average pace 53.634. And of course, we've mentioned this before, Rowan Dennis, one of the World Tour riders who's done his attempt here. Jens Vogt, former Trek, was it Trek? Yeah, it was Trek, when he did his final goodbye, and we'll have to see what he can do here, Dan. So he's well and truly here in the what would you say, in the hallmark of the greats. And then they've actually got the European Championships here next week as well. So if you're a track fan, you're going to see the European Championships come here to this small town in Switzerland with this very amazing velodrome that we have. And I must say, this is probably one of the nicest I've seen. And Dan of course selected this, and Josh as well, for our record attempt yesterday. So great to have someone. Germany, let us know down in the comments where you're from as well. And all of you supporting Dan, make sure to send him your best wishes. He of course will be strolling through the comments for sure afterwards, and he's definitely ramping it up. 53.675 kilometers now is what he's been averaging on the last split. So we're coming up to nearly half an hour, 26 minutes, and 23.5 kilometers has just been surpassed by Dan. And well and truly just making sure to stick as close to that black line as possible. And I'll try and make sure that I can keep you up to date as well with the split. I think Ian is actually here, so thank you, Ian, for updating us with that. But we're coming up to 24 kilometers now done by Dan. So the next one, as he comes around closest to us, it's going to be 24 kilometers done by Dan. And he did that at a split of 16.462 of the velodrome. And we've got, if the time can just release, 27 minutes done. 27 minutes done, so put your stopwatches on. Sorry for not having that display. But very, very good riding here from Dan. And big shout out to Juan and Jay, of course, who were the lifesavers of this event in the last minute. Absolutely superstars, friends of Dan, of course. So what are we saying? We are getting asked in the comments, girlfriend of Scott, can you please do some zooming in? Maybe she will do some zooming in for you guys. And of course we do read the comments. There we have Dan coming there, crossing the line, and that was 24.75 kilometers covered, and he's coming up to the halfway mark. And of course you can do your maths, you can divide it by times it by 2, and that will give you a rough indication. But of course we don't know his pacing strategy, so we'll have to see. And we will make sure to hopefully have a video with Dan talking through his bike. We were meant to have that this morning, but 25 kilometers now covered by Dan, and we have got 28 minutes and 10 seconds. 25.25 has been covered. 25.5 is now what's going to be covered now by Dan coming up next. And we have 250 meters for the lap, of course. And Dan Bigham is absolutely onto a stormer here, we hope. Breaking Bad, as the hashtag is. And if you haven't already, make sure to tweet it on Twitter, put it on your Instagram, do as much as you can to support Dan. And of course also Huub Design, if you haven't already, make sure to check out their website, their Twitter, their Facebook, and of course also Watch Up, that is of course run by Dan himself, and plenty of his guys are here as well, so we'll have to see what he can do. Of course Dan has absolutely incredible expertise in terms of aerodynamics, owning his own bespoke time trial gear company, and then of course being a consultant as well on the side. He's consulted for Jumbo-Visma, he's now consulting for Israel Star Domination, who's one of the customers of Watch Shop, which was absolutely incredible news when it came out. But Dan, you can hear him just getting cheered on by everyone in the crowd. And what are we? Yeah, sorry, we can't zoom on the scoreboard. It doesn't really display, unfortunately, on the camera that we've got. So yeah, I unfortunately can't really give you that. But 53.814 is the latest average now of his lap, and yeah, he's coming up to 27 kilometers now, and we're coming halfway now. We're halfway point, and yeah, 27 kilometers reached at 30 minutes and 5 seconds. So absolutely incredible here by Dan. We're nearly up to 3,000 people, so if you haven't already, make sure to share it with your friends, your cycling club. Really get behind this event from Dan Bigham. We're all here supporting him. Huub Design and of course Watchshop, they are the partners of this event. And yeah, I hope that you will check out their websites and everything. But great to have so many of you here. And what we got, the previous time, 16.295. So he's really starting to ramp it up now, Dan. 53.844 kilometers of the last split. And of course it's 250 meters for the velodrome, each split. But yeah, on his Argon 18 bike here, doing a superb ride, and we'll have to see if he can break Brad, if you will, Sir Bradley Wiggins. You can't really say anything about Bradley Wiggins. I think he's a very nice guy, and his podcast with Graham Wilgoss, of course, a big hit. And yeah, but Dan Bigham doesn't care about the podcast right now. All he cares about is trying to beat the record from 2015 by Bradley Wiggins, and we'll have to see if he can do anything here. And yeah, we will be thinking that Dan Bigham is doing a reverse split here. Some people coming up here wondering what is going on, but Dan Bigham here going for the breaking Brad, and yeah, we'll have to see if he can really do it here. Bradley Wiggins is maybe going to be a bit nervous watching this. We hope we get Bradley Wiggins in, and we're coming up. Well, we're coming up to 28.75 kilometers now when he passes the next time, and it's about bang on 32 minutes. 32 minutes, bang on. 32 minutes. He covered 32 minutes, and he covered 28.75 kilometers. So yeah, Dan Bigham, phenomenal riding here from him. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about Dan Bigham. Absolutely such a nice guy. Of course, he's commentated on our channel, he's commentated on Eurosport, he's a consultant in his own right, and on top of that, he owns his own company, and he's also a continental rider for Ribble World Tide. So I can't really understand how this man has time to breathe during the day, but nevertheless, amongst all that, he also had time to plan this hour record and train for it, of course. And yeah, of course, he's heading off to Lincoln, the national championships, and we'll have to see if he can break Froome, if you will, or challenge Alex Dowsett. Of course, he was teammates with Alex Dowsett for a day in Leuven when they were doing the mixed relay. He was also doing that with his fiancée. They finished 5th overall, so that was a good result for them. And of course, he's medalled in the World Mixed Relay as well, back in the Yorkshire World Championships in Harrogate, which was an absolutely superb ride. Of course, he was with his fiancée. She was riding part of the women's team. Of course, he had Harry Tanfield, his former teammate at track level with Huub Wattbike. And John Archibald as well, who's now riding for Iolo Cometa. And Dan Bigham, of course. If you're not already a super fan, I don't really understand why you're not. That's why I'm here as well. I'm down here to support Dan, and I'm so glad that Huub Design and Watchshop, they got behind him as well, and his family as well. If you pay close attention, you can see his Dan in the crowd as well. His girlfriend will also be here, and you can see a number of cameras flying about as well, and that is courtesy of the documentary that's going to be coming up as well. We are 2,700 people, so let's try and get to 3,000. That is the record. If you haven't already, make sure to share it. And Victor Campenarts, if it really is you, we really appreciate you sharing it. So yeah, just trying to get as much as we can. But we're coming up to 31 kilometers is the last thing he passed, last distance, and he's coming up to 35 minutes, so 31.25 kilometers is what he's done now at 34 minutes and 42 seconds. And absolutely phenomenal riding here by Dan Bigham. He's really hugging that black line. And Huub Wattbike, of course, against the odds, won World Cup events. They managed to beat the GB team as well at the nationals. Really David against Goliath on a shoestring budget against some of these phenomenal country national teams. So Dan Bigham is certainly not one to back down from a challenge and really taking on a challenge. And what bigger challenge could there be on a British scene to taking on the hour record? And Bradley Wiggins, for many people, considered the best cyclist Britain has ever produced. And we just saw Dan veering off the line there a bit, just knocking off one of the markers that they have on the blue center, as you can see there. But he's coming up now to 32 kilometers, 32.25 meters, and absolutely incredible here. 54 kilometers now. He's ramping it up. 54 kilometers was his last average. Remember, it's 54.526 is the time of the distance of Bradley Wiggins. I'm saying time, it's the hour record, Scott. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Dan Bigham, of course, has been the most interviewed guest on our channel. He brought out the narrow handlebars. We interviewed about that, and he even talked about this hour record. Of course, he has also done a book. How can I forget about the book that he did, starting from the end? I've read the book. Absolutely phenomenal book. Him just sharing some of his wisdoms from this Huub Wattbike. Absolutely tremendous story. Dan Bigham, I can't praise him enough, and I think it was incredible when he told me about this. But he's ramping it up now. 33 kilometers, and the last distance check we had was 33.25 It's because it's in meters up here, so it was 33. Well, I'll just write it, that's easier. But I'm so scared to do anything because we had so much trouble. 33.5 kilometers is the last he's reached, and his split was average 54.138, and averaging 16.146. So he's definitely ramping it up. So Bradley Wiggins, if you're watching, I would be a bit nervous here. Dan Bigham might be coming for your British record, and Dan Bigham, absolutely phenomenal rider. He knows exactly what to do with the aerodynamics as well, and what more can you say? He's been at the Commonwealth Games as well, and of course, how can I forget that as well? He was one of the coaches for the Danish national team for the Olympics, and we also did an interview about that on the channel. He did the preview with me. So Dan Bigham, absolutely incredible, and averaging 54.178, so he'll need to increase it a bit more. He is ramping it up here. He's coming close to under sub 16 laps here in Grenchen, and 38 minutes and 11 seconds is when he passed 34.5 kilometers. So he's definitely increasing. That one wasn't as fast as the previous one, but 16.14 is the margin we're down to. 16.142 is what we're down to now. 54.2 kilometers is what he's averaging now. So he's definitely ramping it now. So sorry guys, zooming on the scoreboard doesn't work. And we had a bit of technical difficulties, so I'm so happy that we're just live here, to be honest. Because I really wanted to support Dan doing this, of course, supporting him. Huub Design and Watchshop, of course, their YouTube accounts are looking as well. Victor Campanart's there saying sub 16, crazy. We're getting close to sub 16 lap times. The lap, of course, 250 meters. So getting very close here. 39 minutes and 16 seconds now past. He's clawing back that deficit that we had on Bradley Wiggins 9 seconds now, 9.4, but of course we still have 20 minutes to go, so that's a third wave coming up now. The next split he's got is 16.154, so that's your next split, and he's coming up to 36 kilometers done on the next nearest to us shot. So it's going to be very incredible, and we have the two Tanfield brothers, of course, shout out to them, and of course Cleveland Wheelers, who will also be watching. 36 kilometers past there, and he just upped the pace there, 54.251, and the split was 16.1, so we're getting close to sub 16.1s, and yeah, we are 40 minutes now in, so 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes to go. He's really dragging back that deficit to the gap, or Bradley Wiggins 8.375 now, and he's coming up to 36.5 kilometers now. 36.5 kilometers covered now, and that was averaged at 54.274, and that was an average split of 16.127. So absolutely incredible here. And yeah, just getting a bit of photobotting there in the background, proving that I'm not in my living room. But yeah, 7.6 is the gap now, so he's well and truly dragging that back. Of course, Dan Bigham, a master of pacing, a national time trial champion on so many distance, from the kilo all the way up to 50 miles. And yeah, he's upping the pace now. 54.296 was the last average. He's coming close to the sub 16 lap times now. The next lap time, or the next distance check we're going to have, is 37.25. Let's just get that right. 37.25 was the last check, and he had 54.3 was the kilometers an hour, and he's almost at the sub 16 mark now per lap. And yeah, it's getting very close here. It's going to be very interesting to see what his pacing is. Of course, we'll get a talk afterwards, how he was pacing it and everything, and it'll be very interesting. Unfortunately, the internet connection is up here, so he might have to come up here and join me on set. So 54.326 last check, but he's clawing it back now. 6 seconds. It's 6 seconds deficit now, and of course he has, I stand corrected, 5.8 now, 5.8. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he can do here. 54.3 was the last average speed. He's coming close to the, well, he's hovering around the just around the 6.1 lap times here, and the next distance that we're going to coming up now as he passes us around closest to the camera is going to be 38.5 kilometers, and it's going to be, yeah, nearly dead on 42 minutes and 30 seconds. So 38.5 kilometers done, and great to have so many of you here. We have surpassed 3,000 viewers, so make sure to send your best wishes now to Dan if you can. And of course he's going for the breaking Brad, and he's only 4.7 seconds down now according to our scoreboard. And yeah, if you were Bradley Wiggins, you'd probably be a bit nervous now. And yeah, Dan Bigham, it looks like he's definitely going to be on for hashtag breaking Brad, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if he will be able to do it. And if you're World Tour team, why not give this absolutely incredible athlete a ride next year? Not sure he will have time for it with all the extracurricular activities he has. But yeah, come on Dan, so much support from everywhere in the world. And yeah, lap time split 6.2 now was the lap split, and he's coming up to 39.5 is the next distance that we're going to have. And yeah, 39.5 is now what he crossed. 16.084 is the lap split that we had. And yeah, we surpassed 43 minutes and 34 seconds. So next lap time is gonna come now, and the split is 16.136. He's 3.536 seconds down on on Bradley Wiggins. So he's well and truly clawing that back now, averaging 54.4, and this is going to be absolutely incredible by Dan. Absolutely incredible riding, and he's ramping it up. He's still got a quarter of this hour record to go. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal riding from him. And 40 kilometers done now. 40 kilometers done by Dan. So yeah, 40.25 kilometers done now, and his split was 16.198. So he's keeping it to that 16, around the 16 to the 16.2. And we're coming up to 45 minutes. So great to have so many of you here in the comments. Support from all over the world: Denmark, Norway, England. I think I saw Eritrea as well. So really, so much support around the world. And share this event if you haven't already. Get behind Dan, and thank you to Dan's partners, of course, Huub Design and Watch Shop, who of course have put this together. And we are happy, of course, the Cycling Dane, to support Dan and those guys as well. Absolutely tremendous. And just shout out to the heroes of Juan, the manager of the Velodrome, and of course Jay, of course, absolute superstar, saving us last minute. And my girlfriend on the camera as well. She wasn't expecting that when she was coming from France. But nevertheless, last split time was 16.138. And he's increased the time ever more. He's 1.72 seconds now behind Bradley Wiggins. That is going to be very tasty now. And we're coming up to 41.5 kilometers. I keep getting confused because this is in meters on the board. But 41.5 kilometers covered by 45 minutes and 43 seconds. The split time was 16.1, and of course Dan has meticulously prepared for this. He knows exactly what he has to ride to, and that's exactly why you're hearing these hieroglyphic shout outs as well. And maybe he'll go for the hour record next. So Victor Campenaerts, don't rest too late, too much. But come on Dan, you can do it. Come on Dan. Last split was 16.092, and we're coming up to 42 kilometers, 42.25 kilometers, and we'll have to see what his split is, and it is 16.08. So he's almost at the sub 16 mark, and it's absolutely incredible that he's able to hold this pace and being able to ramp it up as well. Think about doing an hour record at this pace. Absolutely grueling. But yeah, Dan Bigham, absolutely incredible athlete. And you can see his fiance on the side. You can also see his friend Jay on the side as well. You're going to see them in your corner here. You can see there Josh, our record holder herself now. But the next distance we're going to see is 43 kilometers, and he's only half a second down now. Oh no, he's half a second up. Sorry, half a second up now in the split. So Breaking Brad is looking like it's going to be achievable. 43 kilometers done now, and his lap time was 16.142, and the time that we've had is 47 minutes and 20 seconds. So we're coming up to the last 12 minutes now. It's going to be very, very interesting, this. Dan Bigham, what can you say? Watch shop owner, Huub bike creator. You have him as Ribble Well-Tide rider, national champion in so many different categories. And of course, potentially even their British hour record holder. It just looks like another tick, but 1.5 seconds down, not down. Sorry, it is my first track event, so bear with me. But Dan Bigham, absolutely delighted to be supporting him. I am such a super fan of him, and I hope you are as well. We are nearly 3,500 people watching. So this is absolutely incredible, and make sure to shout out your record here. And what must Dan be feeling now? He's coming into the last 12 minutes now. He's inside the last 12 minutes, and he's 2.2 seconds up now on Breaking Brad. He's averaging 54.53 kilometers. Let's get the units right. And 44 kilometers done. His last split was 16.149. Next split 16.17, and what an incredible ride here. And it's absolutely incredible to see Dan Bigham riding absolutely hard out. He's incredible, esteemed athlete on the track, on the road, and coming fresh off the Leuven World Championships, where he finished 16th, beating many World Tour pros who do it every day. Of course, Dan Dan hasn't got time to be a bike rider every single day. He has to run a business. He has to write a book. He has to run a team. So many other things that Dan is doing, and Dan is doing our record on top of that. Great to have you here, Vera, from the US. Great to have so many of the Cycling Dane community backing up on this as well. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I thank every single one of you for backing up Dan here. And I'm sure Huub Design and of course What Shop will absolutely be thankful for your support as well. Absolutely, hope to do more things with them as well. And Dan Bigham, he might be sick of my face by the end of this, but 45.25 kilometers covered, 3.8 seconds up now on the splits. He's coming into the 10-minute mark, 10 minutes to go, 16.098, and he's keeping around about that 6.1. So last 10 minutes, so set your clocks. 10 minutes to go now. 10 minutes is all that stands between Dan and this hour record. Absolutely phenomenal riding from him, and you can see there his fiance just cheering him on there in the corner. Of course, she's got an hour record. Why should the super couple of cycling be denied another record? They're absolutely going strength for strength, these two. And of course, Joss, she's going to Uno X development team next year, the women's team. Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. And yeah, it's true, Victor Campanat has the hour record. We are going after the British record, of course. The British record. Dan is, of course, British. So British record, guys. We got the last split. We're coming up to 46.25 kilometers done now. He's averaged 54.92, and his average, of course the average goes up because he started from a standstill, so the average keep going up, but 16.077 at the last check, which was 46.5, and we're coming up to 46.75 kilometers now. As you see, Dan coming along the banks from BMC. BMC have not helped us with this event, and but he is 5.925 seconds up now. And this is absolutely incredible. 54.6 kilometers average now, and this is absolutely tremendous riding. He's subbing 16 seconds now on the lap times. Absolutely incredible, Dan. Come on, Dan. You've got support from all over the world, from America, from Africa, from Asia, from Norway to Denmark to England to Belgium. Like, there's a ton of support behind Dan Bigham here. Come on, Dan, you can do it. I hope he can hear us. Send your energy to Dan. Send your energy to Dan. Will him on here. He's coming. Well, 9 minutes to go now. 8 minutes to go. Well, 8 minutes to go. Sorry, 8 minutes to go now, and he's well and truly up in this. He's subbing 16 seconds now a lap. Subbing 16. So he's well and truly doing it. Absolutely bossing it. Come on, Dan, you can do it. Add this British record to your plethora of huge palmares we've got. We've got records in the we've got national championships on the track. We've got national championships on the road. He's of course going to the national championships in Lincoln coming up as well. Set your calendar for that as well. And Dan Bigham here riding his absolutely what can you say? Supremely aerodynamic optimized bike, as Dan would say. You have to save those 7 to 10 watts, and Dan Bigham absolutely phenomenal here, absolutely phenomenal riding here. 53 minutes done, and he's 8.6 seconds up now, around that 16-second mark now, subbing it or just above, averaging 54.658. And yeah, the distance coming up now is 48.5 kilometers for you guys. 48.5 kilometers is what he's covered. And yeah, Dan Bigham absolutely looking like he is going to be breaking Brad. And this is absolutely phenomenal riding from Dan Bigham. Can you say any more kind words? Phenomenal rider, phenomenal person, phenomenal athlete, and I'm sure he's going to be a phenomenal husband as well when he marries Josh as well. And will they be arriving on bikes? Who knows at this point. Of course, the bikes are going to be aerodynamically optimized, but he's coming up to 49 meters covered now. We've got just about 6 minutes to go now. 6 minutes is what we got, and it looks like we are going to be breaking. Well, we aren't. Dan Bigham is going to be breaking Brad, and yeah, great to have so many of you here. Average pace now of the last lap time was 54.682, I think. But his last average, his last lap time was 16.2. We're coming up to 49.5 kilometers covered now. 59.5 kilometers covered now. That is what you saw there. And he's up 10.348 seconds according to the scoreboard. And I'm really sorry we can't show the scoreboard. It just doesn't comprehend with the camera that we've got working. But yeah, that's by the by. We've got your footage. We've got Dan around the velodrome. That is what we wanted. He's covered 199 laps now. 199 laps. And of course, remember to give thanks to the partners of this event, Huub Design, who of course are in the comments, and of course Watch Up as well. Two tremendous brands that have been backing Dan Bigham so long. Huub of course got behind Dan when he had his Huub watt bike, and we have covered 50 kilometers. 50 kilometers what was covered, but now it's 50.25, and he's inside the last 5 minutes. Inside the last 5 minutes, we've got more than 4,000 people joining us right now. Make sure to send out your love for Dan here. Come on, guys. Send your love out. We got Somalia, we got Norway, we got Austria, we got Denmark, we got England, we've got all over the world. So great to have you all here. Great to have America as well. Sorry, I can't forget you, Vera. So it's so great to have all of you here. 50.75 kilometers covered here, and he's inside the last 4 minutes. 16.147 was his last split, so he's still staying inside that split that we had, that split lap time. And yeah, it's gonna be 4 minutes coming, inside the last 4 minutes now. Inside the last 4 minutes, 51 kilometers covered. Come on, Dan, come on, you can do it. He's raced against Pogacar this year. He's raced against Julian Philippe. This is nothing. Dan Bigham, absolutely phenomenal. Been to the World Championships, beat World Tour riders, beat Matteo Sombrero, if you're watching from a World Tour team, why have you not signed up Dan Bigham, this phenomenal athlete? Come on, Dan Bigham. Ribble World Tide, of course, is who he's representing on the road. And here we go, 50.5 kilometers covered here, and he's about 12 seconds up here, 12.79 to be exact. His last lap time was 16.2969, and his next lap is going to be 52 kilometers. So great to have so many up here. We're coming up to 4,300, so make sure to hit the like button, share it, do whatever. Come on, send your love for Dan. We really want to get behind him, and that is of course why the Cycling Dane is here as well, and we're happy to be part of this event brought on by Huub Design and of course Watch Up, tremendous partners of Dan Bigham. And he's coming up to 52.25 kilometers done now. He's inside the last 3 minutes, so send your love here. He's really doing well here. The last time split was 16.299, and he's averaging 54.741. Of course, that increases ever more as he started from a halt, as we saw early on. And it's so great to have all of you here. Spain as well, Sweden, Norway. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for supporting Dan. And of course, Dan has been so many times on our channel, and I'm so happy to be supporting Dan on this. We came all the way to the UK. My girlfriend came all the way to France. His family, his supporters came all the way from England. We're all here to support him inside the last 2 minutes now. 2 minutes and 53 kilometers. Come on, Dan. And the crowd of course supporting him, and we really need to get people behind him now, because Dan really needs this. Absolutely incredible. And you can hear the support there from Josh. You can see Josh there at the sidelines, of course. Less than 24 hours ago, she was doing the exact same thing. But we're getting inside the last 1.5 minutes. 53.5 kilometers covered here. 53.5 kilometers covered. So we're well and truly past Rowan Dennis. Remember Rowan Dennis in this exact velodrome, 52.491. And Dan Bigham is in his last minute now. In his last minute. Come on, Dan. Come on. You can do it. Come on, Dan. He's coming up to 54 kilometers now. 54 kilometers. 54 kilometers is the next mark we're getting. Come on, Dan. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. He can do it. Come on, Dan. He's got this. He's got this, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's got it. Mongolia as well. Come on, Dan. Jos. I'm saying her name wrong. His fiance. Come on, Dan. 30. Last 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Come on, we got 26 seconds left now, 25 seconds, 20 seconds now. Come on, guys, come on. We can get behind him. 20 seconds. Come on, Dan. Come on. 16 seconds. He's up. He is up. He's got to break it. He's got to break it. Come on, Dan. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go on. Round of applause for Dan. Round of applause for Dan. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And we need to, of course, get the final checks. I'll try and get Dan up here because, the camera's problems we've been having. I'm not risking going down there. But Dan, absolutely round of applause. Round of applause for Dan. Phenomenal riding. Phenomenal riding from Dan. We got Albania, England, Norway, all of you supporting Dan. Nearly 5,000 people watching. Absolutely incredible to have you in here. And yeah, Dan Bigham, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, Dad. There we go. There we go. Dan Bigham. Dan Bigham. Well and truly done there. Remember, this has been brought to you by Huub Design and Watch Shop, of course, and we are merely the facilitators, and we're absolutely delighted to be here with you guys. Absolutely incredible. I think we've just lost pictures. Here, so I'm just... Oh, there we go. Pictures are back. Whew! That was a bit scary, but at least it happened now and not during the hour. Oh, that was incredible. And as we said, looks like we've got hashtag broken Brad. There we go. Absolutely incredible. We see his fiance there. She, of course, was in the other position yesterday. And the power couple of cycling. Absolutely incredible. Incredible scenes here from Dan. Delighted to be here supporting Dan. And great to see his fiance supporting him and backing him up. His dad, of course, here as well. I spoke to him before. His brother kicking about as well. So many people backing up Dan Bigham, and why not? He's an absolutely delightful person, and there's a reason why he's the most interviewed person on our channel. We will get Dan up and have a few words, of course, as well. But yeah, there we have it. Dan Bigham looks like he's broken bad. Brad, nope. And a round of applause for Dan Bigham. Absolutely, his dad there giving him a hug, and yeah, another quiff to this incredible list of achievements of Dan Bigham. And so glad to have so many of you in here supporting Dan Bigham, of course, as well. And if you haven't already, I can understand why he's that tired. Just the intensity as well that you have to be at as well. And Victor Kampenarts, if you're still here, make sure to look out, you would say, because I think Dan Bigham is gonna. Next goal is going to be, there we have confirmation, 54 kilometers, 54.723 kilometers. And I'll just write, no, I won't be writing in the comments because in case something happens. 54.723 kilometers. So that is nearly 200 meters surpassing Bradley Wiggins. So absolutely, actually 197 meters surpassed there. And I'll make sure to stay on because we'll make sure to get Dan Bigham up here. He's doing his documentary courtesy of the Huub Design. I think they are making that, so make sure to check out that documentary when it comes. We will make sure to share that, of course, as well. And there we have it. Nice scenes there, and we've got confirmation there, and a nice little board for Dan Bigham there, and a bouquet of flowers. So and a prize there as well. So yeah, another hour record added to that super couple. And Victor Campanart's just congratulating there as good comments as well. I'm sure we still have Harry and Charlie Tamfield as well, friends of Dan Bigham, friends of the channel as well. And great to have so many of the Cycling Dane community backing up as well, and so many of you, so many places around the world backing up. And yeah, this could have ended so badly. This when my laptop decided to get blocked, I went to the Apple store, checked it out, they couldn't fix it, and then I was like, oh my god, bought that laptop especially for that event. And yeah, as John Brown said, great to have you here, John Brown. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and check out Huub Design as well. As Huub Design said, unbelievable, Jeff. And connection there, Jeff is actually from Teesside, and of course connection there. Harry and Charlie Tamfield, Teesside, friends of Dan Bigham, of course, on their Huub Watt bike. And we will get Dan Bigham up. I'm not moving because the internet connection is here. So yeah, oh my goodness. Great to have you here, Paddy, as well from Ireland. Great to have you here, Vera. Thanking my girlfriend on the camera as well. I won't move the laptop in case anything unplugs. But a big shout out to the Velodrome manager and also to Jay, the two superstars who absolutely saved this when we were on the brink of thinking, what on earth are we going to be doing? Are we going to be streaming it on a mobile phone? Are we going to be doing that? They came through. They are the unsung heroes. And yeah, absolutely big shout out to them. And yeah, I can't thank them enough. I will definitely be giving them a lot of Swiss beers tonight. That is for sure. Absolutely incredible event, and I'm so honored that Dan even asked me to be here, and I'm so glad that he's been supported by Huub Design and of course his own company Watch Shop, and so many, well, his friends and family as well, his dad, his brother, his fiance now, and having such an incredible year. Let's not forget that. It's like, okay, coming on the Cycling Dane literally every month, which was, well, I kept messaging him saying, do you have time for this? And he kept coming on, and that's just a testament of such a nice person Dan is. And yeah, we'll make the documentary team. We'll probably have to talk to him first, and then of course we're gonna get Dan Bigham up here. Of course they got the European Championships coming up here as well. I think I had it somewhere. But yeah, it's gonna be absolutely incredible. Don't go away. We are gonna get interviews from Dan. Hopefully I will make sure to get a video of his hour record bike as well. I promised to make that, but courtesy of the laptop issue, shall we say, yesterday, that melted into this morning and all of afternoon, it didn't quite have time for that, but we will have that later up, probably this afternoon, or tomorrow or whenever. But we will get Dan Bigham doing a thing as well. So great to have all of you here. We are not going away. We are still waiting for Dan, and hopefully he can climb those stairs that we got coming up to the commentary set as well. So maybe someone will carry him. That's probably a better idea. And maybe we can get Dan up here. He's trying. I'm trying to come on, Dan. Come up to us. But of course they got a documentary to film as well. Maybe they'll let us put it on the Cycling Dane channel. Who knows? But this has definitely been the biggest event on the Cycling Dane channel live. It's been the event that's caused me the most stress and delight in the same time. But what is it that you say? If you're not stressing about it, you don't care enough about it. And yeah, it's because thanks, Jules. We were gonna have Johnny and our own Ewan as the commentary. We need you up here. We need you up here, Dan. We've got like 2,500 people wanting to hear from you. Internet connections here. Man of the moment is coming up here. So yeah, it's going to be very hard. Someone needs to carry him, I think. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the new British hour record holder, Dan Bigham, coming here to you. And now we've got a bit of a, yeah. So okay, you can go there. You go that way. And yeah, we've got Dan Bigham here.
Hello! Oh my.
So first up, Dan, how was that?
Actually really enjoyable. I'm sure I had a few people scared early on at the pacing when you're like, he's 10 seconds down, he's 15 seconds down, he's 20 seconds down. It was the plan, and it's quite a scary way to ride it because you're like, you've got to pick it up. But I paced it really, really well actually in that respect, and I felt I was on a good one, like in warm up and then on the track, and basically just kept nipping it up, and I had target splits for every 5 minutes, so I knew exactly what time gap I needed to be at behind the record at each point, and then what I needed to be aiming for. And after about 20 minutes I was like, I can nip at this a bit more. So actually I was in my target schedule, I was meant to be 27 seconds back at halfway, and I think I was only 18 or 19, so then I could really pick it up. And then basically I just sit at 16.0, 16.1s for the last 25 minutes or something, and I was just chipping away at the record, and I was like, this is really good. And I was like, it's going to bite me at some point, it's going to bite me. But even like 10 minutes to go and it was still there, and 5, and then it just like the last 2 or 3 minutes it just was like, and now it hurts. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, it was good.
So how long has this actually been in the making? Because you've had
you've been on the channel so much, talking about various projects, writing a book, going to the World Championships, and on top of that also being responsible for guiding the Danish national team at the Olympics. So how did you have time to put in this hour record? And as you said, you've got, I've said this to you as well before, you're the most busy man I know in the world cycling. How did you fit all this in, and how long did it take with your partners Huub, design, and of course watch as well?
Okay, when did it start? Oh, in my head, I think it started like even late 2019, maybe even earlier than that. We knew we wanted to go to altitude, primarily for the team pursuit, but we thought it'd be a kicker to go for the hour when we were up there, and then COVID hit and everyone's plans disappear into the ether, and it still stayed in my head, and COVID gave me a really good opportunity to be a bit more selfish about my own training and my own ambitions. I'd never had that opportunity before with obviously running Huub Watt Bike. You're quite team focused, and the last 12-18 months I've had such like a great support team around me, obviously with Joss and Huub and Watchsharp supporting me, but also like Johnny Whale, Middy Cordy, my coach Jacob Tipper, just been able to just throw so many ideas at them of like, if we're going for this hour, we need to commit a lot because I don't have 400 watts to play with. So if we're going to do this, we've got to do this smart. And there's a culmination of probably a good 18 months of proper, good old-fashioned science experiments, basically. Loads and loads of practice runs, countless like data collection exercises around everything from like thermal physiology, muscle EMG, a lot of psychological stuff, which is one of the reasons we paced it like that. It was so much easier in my head. We did a lot of training sessions structured around those negative splits to build and build and build, and have the confidence that in the back end you can sustain that. And that's just kudos to everybody around me to just go, let's approach this differently, because like I keep saying, I'm not a World Tour athlete, but I'm masquerading one, is trying my best to do this. So it's been a long time in the works, and just maybe I should be World Tour now.
In terms of you're based in Derby or
Barbados national record now.
Why do you? Well, obviously Fiance broke the women's record yesterday. But what's the difference between training in Derby and here in terms of elevation? You lectured me on countless velodrome tactics and things like that, but what was the difference between here and preparing in Derby?
So Derby itself just isn't a faster track. It was always built as a training facility. In fact, the guys who built it, Bowman Kirkland, have been a great supporter of myself and Huub Watt Bike through Bob Kirkland and Michael Kirkland. So kudos to those guys for all they do, and everyone at the Derby Arena and Derbyshire Institute of Sport. They've been so helpful to enable myself and Joss to do so many training sessions there, and just support over the years, literally since like 2016. But you come to this velodrome and it's just much quicker. It's designed as a competition velodrome. The geometry is a little faster, but also the elevation, and we keep talking about air density, and it is just good here. We're at 450 metres of elevation, so it's stable but good all the time. And they just everybody here at Tissot Velodrome, they want competition, they want records, and Juan and Helena. So we've got Rowan Dennis, who had the velodrome record at 52.491. Sorry, Rowan, I just stuck 2k on your on your record here. But yeah, they're just so supportive. Like the European champs are literally due to start tomorrow, and they found a time to let me come in and jump in and do this, and it's just a really good velodrome for that. I enjoy riding. I've raced here many times before, and I was just confident that coming back to somewhere familiar, somewhere where I know everybody, would be the right thing to do.
Yeah, special shout out to Juan, the velodrome manager, and also Jay we have as well, absolute lifesavers. They helped us at the darkest moment of this cruise. But in terms of when you're doing the hour, a lot of people, I'm not a time trialist, my time trials are 2 minutes, yours are a lot longer. What goes through your head? Are you just zone or?
So I had a good mental strategy around that, obviously chunking it out both in time gaps and also in the splits that I need to be doing, but also what I want to be focusing on. So I'm quite good in holding my position naturally and don't have to worry too much about that. So basically my focus was holding a good line and keeping control of my breathing. That was another one that we discovered. If I lose control of my breathing, I lose control of my head and I lose control of everything. So it was just stay in control of my breathing for as long as I can, and I know I'm fine. And to be honest, I did that until about 7 or 8 minutes to go, and that's when you're hitting VO2 max or whatever and just doing all you can to sustain the effort. But it just was about keeping control mentally and physically throughout. I didn't actually think of too much. In my practice hours I've had like music on and looking at other things and trying to see whether having a distraction was a positive thing, and I spent a bit of time thinking the last few days, is that what I want? Do I want some music in the background? But I thought, no, I want my own thoughts. I want to focus on the challenge, and to be honest I kept mentally aware for a good 40-45 minutes. I wasn't like full gas, zoned out. It was actually just I knew where I was, I knew what was going on, I knew what was happening, and I think that's a really good thing to just keep control in your head. So mentally you feel capable of doing it, and then just press on in the back end and see what's left.
We had some comments saying from Bradley Star as well, of course. I mentioned this on the stream as well. You went to Oxford Brook, that's where this all started.
Yeah.
You're breaking Bradley Wiggins' record, like, it must have been a crazy few years for you.
Yeah, to come from Calero Condors represent back in the day when I was at uni, and then with Banbury Star. I've had so much support over the years. It's been absolutely awesome. Like the people that have backed me and I've had help from, and they've been cheering me on the whole way. I've had so many messages, and I haven't been able to reply to them all, and probably will tonight. I won't really sleep, but I can only thank everybody who's tuned in, who's dropped me a message, wished me luck, and it definitely fires you on in the back end when you know that even though the velodrome's empty, and I'd love to have filled it, but being in a pandemic and everything else, it's not the right thing to do. So I really appreciate all the support in that respect, and everybody who's helped, everybody who's here, obviously Jay and Phil, my family, and Joss and James and Ollie, and all my sponsors as well. Like they're all on my skin suit. I mean, I've watched Sharp and Huub Design have chucked a huge amount behind this, but like with Vortec, with the skin suit, like the amount those guys have put in and have taught me, and this is a one-of-a-kind skin suit, and I push them hard. I'm very picky as a customer, and I want the best, and with good reason. Like I broke the record by 200 meters, so I broke it by 4 watts. Like 4 watts is how many people give you stick in a comment of 4 watts is nothing. 4 watts is everything to me. 4 watts is what got me that today, and there's so many partners and sponsors, and like Fast Forward for sorting out the wheels as well at very, very short notice when we tested them, and they were pretty damn quick. Just throughout the whole process we've had little things like that, and I wish I could thank them all. You're all on my skin suit, and you mean the world to me. I'll get some pictures up of that so you can all have a little piece of the history, as it were, but it's not the end of the road. This is a stepping stone. Hopefully it drums up the interest, and I find the financial backing and support to go for the world record next year, and I'm coming for you, Campanarts.
You're my last question. But how are you going to differ to try and break Campanarts? Campanarts is in the comments.
Hey Victor!
How have you changed, for a normal human being, what is it, 500 meters or so?
350, so I need 7 watts. That's a bit of training. Honestly, I could just train more. Maybe that's a simple way. I'm starting to scrape the barrel on the. Train me up, guys. Legitimately, that's probably where I've got to find it. I've got to start training better. Not that I train poorly. It's just years of building that up and having a good, consistent, proper training schedule and not working quite so heavily on some of the big projects. But I mean, I enjoy that too much. I definitely would never give that up. I just I think just keep improving physiologically, and I'll find some gains. I know they'll come. 4 to 10 watts. 7 to 10. Jay, 7 to 10, I'd get it. So yeah, I mean, going to altitude, that should do the trick. But we'll run the numbers and figure that one out. Yeah, so he was Agua Scaliente, so that was 1850, and this is 450. So in theory, going to altitude gets it, but altitude's not quite that simple. There's a lot of other things to tame there, and as much as people go, altitude's cheating, and I say that all the time, it's a complex beast, and that's a whole project in itself. But hopefully this is just the beginning of that one.
I mean, even Dennis at the level playing field, and you were riding for BMC, that's got to put you in some sort of confidence.
We're just over 2 kilometres. 2 point. What are we going? 2.23.
Yeah, basically a post on the side of the side of the velodrome where they've got all the records. We'll get a post of his fiancée.
We just,
Hashtag broken down designer saying so that's the new hashtag there as well. But absolutely delighted to have Dan here as well. One last question.
Sure.
Of course, I've always said that you have all these crazy goals. Like the last interview you did on the channel, you just dropped that you had a bucket list.
Yeah.
Lincoln is coming up. The British National Championships, of course, the National Championships are normally in the summer, but because of reasons, it's in October now. So how does the time trial translate from the track?
I think I'm in a really good place for that. I'm quite excited. I said openly that I wasn't super happy with my physiological performance at Worlds. I approached this very differently. I kept my training load really high coming into this. And my coach Jacob was really happy, or Jacob, Johnny and Mehdi were all like, that's the right thing to do, let's try something different, because I always felt I performed better in training, and I think that worked today. So I think I'm going to keep that high and try and go into nationals in hopefully as good a form as today, if not better. And yeah, obviously I've got a gap to close to Ethan Hayter. He put a good 40 seconds into me at Worlds, but yeah, hopefully can turn the tables on him. I'd love to stand on the top step there. Last time I rode it, I was 5th. So yeah, one can dream, but let's enjoy the moment today and then come back to that in a week or so's time. And dude, thank you for you. You've been absolutely awesome. You've been wicked. I truly appreciate you putting this on. Without you guys, obviously without Scott and Jay.
Absolute superstar behind the camera.
Yeah, we've had so many, and James and Ollie as well running around, and Phil, and everybody's been wicked at putting this together, because we're a tiny little small support little crew, and yeah, trying to put this on it stretches everybody, and they stepped up to the plate today. It's been wicked. So thank you everybody. I'm gonna go and cool down, dude. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Alright, so that's basically it. Of course, I forgot to mention also thanks to Ewan as well. Unfortunately we didn't have him here, but wait. Unfortunately we didn't have him here, but he did design all the things in terms of the graphics and whatnot, and apologies to Ewan and Johnny Well for not commentating. It was absolutely the worst happening for us. We were so scared that this was not going to be a thing. It was literally minutes before start that we got pictures going. So yeah, we appreciate every single one of you getting behind this. We are going to be, well, why not? We'll be in Lincoln as well, and probably not live stream. British Cycling probably don't want us to live stream that. So, but I'll definitely try and catch up with Dan there, and yeah, see if Dan can, well, what are we going to call that? Hashtag, I don't even know. I'm sure Huub Design are going to come up with a very funny hashtag for that. But of course, hashtag Broken Brad, and I'm pretty sure Bradley Wiggins will know, because his podcast podcast co-host Graham Wilgoss will be here as well. What are we saying here? Good, well done, in touch, circumstances, good rate. Great to have all of you here. I'm so appreciated that we had so much of a backing off for Dan, and I'm really thankful for Huub Design as well, and Watchshop helping Dan, and all the people helping Dan. Make sure to, as Vera said, we should have a watch party for the documentary. I would absolutely be up for that. And we can just see Dan, if we could get the connection. I'm not sure the connection is working now. Well, okay, I think the camera's failed, but it's failed at the right time. Dan is just getting a few pictures with his support team, his family, which is a support team. And so many people to thank for this hour record. And Victor Campanat, look out. As Dan said, it's only a few watts in it. So we'll have to see if the Cycling Dane's along for the ride. He's probably going to be stepping it up a bit, and not just some crazy Dane on his laptop. Actually, my girlfriend's laptop. That's how bad the situation is. Huub Design, it's the Cycling Dane. Make sure to get it right. The Cycling Dane, not Cycling Dane. But absolutely incredible. We're so thankful for all your support. Dan Bigham. Let's just go through his year. Okay, he's been on countless interviews on the channel. He even streamed on, last year, got to know Dan at the lockdown interviews. Thanks for that, Com Cycles, as well. Appreciate the support. And last year, the story with me and Dan, I was trying to set this channel up before Ewan. Ewan came afterwards. Ewan's the superstar as well. We can't get past that. So, lockdown happens. I try and get some interviews. Dan is one of the people who replies to the lockdown interview. I thought he wouldn't reply to this. And, Howie Bolt, I'm Scott Nielsen, the founder of the Cycling Dane. But of course, the Cycling Dane is not just me. It is my girlfriend, it is my mum, it is Ewan Wilson, it is Jack Bennett. Like, there's so many people behind the scenes as well, just giving where they can. Of course, we are, myself and my little support crew, we're all amateurs as well. So we are definitely not professional. And it was quite funny seeing the hour record yesterday for the women's hour record, because we saw the Eurosport squad coming up with 30 people, and we were like, yeah, we are too. But yeah, Jay as well, one of Dan Bigham's friends, absolutely being a support as well. So thanks Paddy for correcting there. Great to have Paddy as well in Ireland. But anyways, going back to the story, Dan Bigham basically joined, did a lockdown interview with me. I thought, Dan Bigham, he won't touch me. I have 0 subscribers. Why will Dan Bigham talk with me? And then Dan Bigham said, yeah, shoot me up. And let's have the interview. You can see that on the channel. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Because I thought, this guy has got so much going for him. So why would he why would he appear on this little channel? So he appeared. Thought he was really nice. We have a similar connection because he knows my previous coach, Flavio Zappi, who's based in Oxford. But so we had that interview, and then I really liked Dan. Immediately clicked with him. I thought Dan was such a nice guy, and if you couldn't tell from the interview as well, he is such a nice guy. So then he had the interview, and liked him. And then what happened then? Then the Tour de France happened. We had a commentary live stream with Ewan. I asked Dan if he wanted to commentate on the penultimate stage of the Tour de France. Remember, that was the Tadej Pogačar Primož Roglič one. And he said, yeah, sure, dude, hit me up. And then he commentated on the stream. During the stream, just drops this bombshell on both me and Ewan that, he had set up Wout van Aert and Primož Roglic's position. So he knew what was going on, and I was like, okay, you could have told that before. But yeah, that was quite nice. But anyways, the story goes on. So then Dan, we go into the Giro d'Italia, and Dan, no, was it Dan? Yeah, I think it was Dan. So Dan is, of course, also the Olympic coach or whatever. His role for Denmark, which has caused some controversy for reasons, which I don't know why. They looked like they were going to win the gold medal. Oh, if only for not that crash with Fredrik Rodenberg. And I say that because Dan Bigham is part of that team, so it's fine. It's not just my feelings. But then Dan Bigham, of course, also made a bit of cycling news, as you do, when he did the very narrow handlebars. So I sent a message to Dan being like, do you want to talk about it? And he was like, yeah, let's do it tomorrow. So we had a long interview about that. Well, not just about that, about the Tour of Slovenia, about Ribble Weltide, Huub Wattbike, you name it, and we talked about it. And he, of course, also talked about, we talked about this breaking the hour record with Bradley Wiggins, so you can go back and watch that interview, because that's where we were talking about it from a brainchild almost. But of course, also, wait, what was I taking back? He was also in the Tour of Slovenia, and in the Tour of Slovenia, I said it would be funny to have an interview with you about the Tour of Slovenia, because the Tour of Slovenia, they very kindly gave we partner with them, whatever you want to call it. They sent us highlights, and yeah, of course, Rebel Weltide was at that race, and Tadej Pogačar was at that race, and basically what happened there, yeah. First, we have the interview before with him and his teammate from Ribble Weltide. Then the next interview, which I would definitely recommend you watching, is the interview where he's sitting in the car. So basically, I said to Dan, let's have an interview during the Tour of Slovenia. So he said, yes, sure, we've got a transfer. So what happens? This interview is my favorite Dan Bigham interview, because it's so funny. And that was when, yeah, he's sitting somewhere in the middle of Slovenia, and he's sitting there with Matt Gibson, James Shaw as well, his teammates, and some other people from Ribble Weltide. And then he starts interviewing from his phone. Well, knocks up the Zoom or whatever from the phone, and then we just talk about that. And there he was talking about Tadej Pogačar, etc., etc. So yeah, let's just run through it. His year. Racing Tadej Pogačar in the Tour of Slovenia, racing the Tour of Britain where Julian Philippe and Wout van Aert were both there, and then you've got, yeah, what have you got? You've got the track, you've got the Olympic Danish preparation as well. You've got getting engaged. You've got his fiancée doing the hour record. So, and then on top of that, writing a book and appearing on Sky. Like, oh my goodness. It's like, what a crazy year for Dan, and of course going to Lincoln, and that's going to be an absolutely incredible event for him. And don't worry guys, I will make sure to be there. I'm pretty sure British Cycling don't want me to live stream, and but I'll definitely make sure to somehow, maybe Ribble Weltide aren't tired of my face and might let me inside his team car. Because we can actually, what I discovered as the absolutely emergency plan for today, we can actually live stream from the phone. So might actually do that. We can live stream from one of the team cars potentially. But it's been great to have so many of you here. Let's just go through the thanks list. Thank you for Ewan Wilson, of course, the superstar of the Cycling Dane, making the beautiful graphics that you have on show. Thank you to my girlfriend for not only lending me her, that's why I shouldn't move the laptop. Not only borrowing me her laptop, but also on the cameras. Really sorry about the scoreboard. As I said, it was last emergency. We were like so close to not doing it. Dan was always going to do the the hour record, but it was so close that not working. And this absolute superstars, Juan, the velodrome manager, my girlfriend with her laptop, and where is he? We can't see him now, but Jay, absolutely superstar. Can't thank him enough. He basically took over, got the camera to work, and I can't tell you how stressed I was before this starting, but I'm so glad, because we were here to support Dan, and I'm so glad that it did work out. We did see him for an hour racing around, and world record up next. And yeah, maybe we will be involved, maybe not. It'll probably be the big boys taking over from that front, because it'll be the big leagues, as we saw yesterday with Josh. I keep saying it wrong. Loudon. I think that's how you're saying. Jocelyn Loudon. Soon to be Mrs. Bigham. I think that's fair enough. But yeah, thanks to every single one of you. I really appreciate all of you from the Cycling Dane community backing up. Thank you to Huub Design as well. Absolutely terrific guys as well for partnering with Dan and Watchop to put on this event. So yeah, and also Greenwich, where we are right now, the velodrome. Just remember that Rowan Dennis did his hour record here, and Dan put over 2 kilometers into that distance. So it's definitely not the small boys he's mixing it with. So when Dan is saying I'm not a top level athlete, I'm like, yeah, sure. But yeah, yeah, Paddy, as you said there, we definitely need Loudon. Okay, sorry, Christine, Mr. and Mrs. Loudon. Yeah, sorry about that. And what are we saying? Oops, wait. Huub Design are messaging me live on air. Just making sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, incredible pictures from them. So I'll just get that picture up as well. How can I get this? Let me just. I'll get it on your screens just before we go. Absolutely. Well, so it's on Instagram, and then I have to get it on Instagram to my phone. So yeah, 2 seconds. We'll just see if they've sent it here to me. Well, I can send you. I'll put it up. Yeah, I can. I'll send. I'll put this up just as a final. Dan the man, with his hour record placard here. So we'll just get that up as well. If we can just, technology today has just been absolutely not on my side. But we have had a lot of superstars who have been on our side, so you can't have it all. But yeah, I'll just get this because then you can have the exact I thought we could. Okay, maybe not. Let me just get this. Why is that not letting me? But yeah, it's been an incredible ride from Dan. I'm definitely not gonna say I did anything to this. We desperately want his bike with him to explain everything, but that's gonna be a video later on, and yeah, we'll get that for you guys. But I'm just, before we finish, we're just gonna, well, almost as we do every stream. Yeah, as World Valor says there, Scott, Ewan, Colombiana over here, Dan, all legends, Huub Design, all of them, you, so many superstars. And as, yeah, we're definitely not Eurosport or any of these big guns. And yeah, it's just been very, very stressful. And I must admit, I didn't think we were going to be here yesterday when my computer didn't work. I was fearing the worst. And yeah, wait, we've got the picture now. We got the picture here, just getting it in, and there we have it, Dan Bigham with the official confirmation there. I'll just make sure I'm not covering Huub, but there we have it, Dan Bigham, 54 kilometers. Why am I saying it so wrong? I'm saying it as if it's a time. 54.723 kilometers, and that is now the British record. So sorry, Bradley Wiggins, you have just been hashtag broken, Brad. So yeah, thanks every single one of you for joining, and apologies Loudon family as well. And yeah, it could maybe be Mr. and Mrs. Loudon. I'm sure they're knocking around here. The Bighams are definitely knocking around here. So yeah, thanks every single one of you. I can see there's still 600 of you on stream. So next up, next up for Dan is the Nationals in Lincoln. We will be there. Well, I will be there. Ewan's in where is Ewan? Actually, Jack will be there. Jack Bennett is going to be there. So I won't be the only Cycling Dane member. Okay, there is a second one. She's over here. But all the way from Colombia. Not really, but in a way. But all the Cycling Dane community will know all the jokes that I've done about Nairo Quintana on her expense, of course. But Nairo Quintana isn't here; he couldn't do this hour like Dan. But Dan, just think of it. Before I finish, I just want to think of how incredible this is. He's the owner of What Shop. He thinks about proposing to his girlfriend in its own right, which is a very daunting task, planning to that as well. He's a consultant for plenty of cycling teams. He's written a book, and I was like, when did he write that book? He appeared in Sky, he went to the Tour of Slovenia, went to the Tour of Britain, all these things, and then on top of that planned in this hour record. This man is not human, let's be honest. Absolutely incredible from Dan. And we've got Paris-Roubaix coming up as well. So if you haven't already, make sure to check out that. We will definitely have that. We will definitely have Ewan there. There will be no crazy last minute. Well, I won't actually have my Mac back by then, so maybe it will be borrowing girlfriend's computer again. But unlucky for her. But so great to have all of you here, and I'm sure Dan is definitely going to be appearing on the channel. If he's not sick of me by this stage, he might be, but if he is, I'll just thank him for all the interviews and inviting me to this as well. And absolutely great to have. I can't say it enough. You really have to thank Huub Design and of course What Shop, because they are the guys who've put all on this whole event. So absolutely incredible from them. And I should actually just share one of the pictures on. We've got Instagram as well, so if you haven't already, check out the Instagrams of Huub Design, Dan Bigham, all of them. So absolutely phenomenal ride here from Dan Bigham. And I'm not even sure if I did I link the streams to but I've waffled enough. We will get that bike at some point, and we will get down to talk through it. If it's not hush hush, you never know if he's targeting bigger and better things. And sorry, Bradley Wiggins. I think his podcast guy was definitely watching. Graham Wilgoss, who of course is a friend of the channel, even though he hasn't appeared yet, but he has promised me, so he will. We'll probably get like an end of year Christmas quiz, and I'm definitely gonna make sure that Dan Bigham is gonna be there, and potentially even the two brothers of the Tanfield. I want to say twins, but they're not twins. Harry and Charlie are not twins, and they even have Toby. They all look the same. Well, not the same. They can't run away from being brothers, but Harry and Charlie are born on the same day, which Cleveland Wheelers, of course, have been backing up on this event as well. And absolutely incredible. So that's basically from my muttering. Remember, Huub Design and What Shop, that is your two friends on that occasion. And as Huub Design have said, #BrokenBarad, make sure to put that in Twitter. And I am gonna be buying a lot of beers tonight for all the superstars that have been helping to make sure that this stream didn't got on air. And we'll have to see if Juan, the Velodrome manager, will let me buy him that as well. Jay from... I can't actually figure out where Jay is from. I think he's one of these who... a contractor, I think. But I'll definitely be buying a few beers along the way. And I will be off now. Dan Bigham, #BrokenBrad. And hopefully see you at the world record attempt. Maybe not. Maybe they've been too sick of this particular Dane. A bit chaotic, and my Mac, I can't believe it. I bought that Mac for this event and then it dies yesterday. But nevertheless, mission accomplished. Bradley Wiggins, unfortunately you don't have that British record anymore. And Dan Bigham has just broken a record set by, Rowan Dennis, former hour record holder, former world time trial, double time trial champion, broken on this very velodrome. And of course Bradley Wiggins, Tour de France champion, and as many regard the best time trial champion, what am I saying, the best the best British rider. And this story of Dan Bigham may continue in the cycling world for a long time. And if you're a World Tour team, why on earth have you not signed Dan Bigham? Come on, guys, come on. He beat so many World Tour pros in the World Championships. Like, it's not even funny anymore. Come on. And maybe then he can beat the world hour record. But who do we think who's going to be a good team for Dan Bigham? Who do we have a connection to? Jumbo-Visma. They have had a lot of their DSM. There's been a few DSM riders on the channel. So Nico Roach, Kasper Pillersen, and one more. Who was the last one? Nico Roach and Kasper Pillersen. So that's 2. And Frederik Rosenberg is going there. Connection to Dan Bigham because he's part of the Danish quartet. But Dan Bigham showing that he's well and truly the British hour record holder. So and there we have one superstar over there. And it was actually I can't say it. I can't sum it up how grateful I am for all these people. And oh my goodness, this is so not how I thought it would be ending when I was running to pick up my girlfriend from the train station in Grenchen Nord, which is 30 minutes away here, and we had about 2 hours to go. It was like, oh my goodness. And it will definitely be a story to tell. Thanks every single one of you. Ireland, Somalia, Norway. I wish I could hug every single one of you. Vera as well. And I can't explain how grateful I am for so many of you backing up Dan in this event and backing up us making this a success. Scoreboard, to hell with that. But oh my goodness, it was so good. To have this, and thanks every single one of you. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Great to have you here as well, Veronica. And of course we've got the Paris-Roubaix coming up. We will be streaming the live commentary as we always do with Ewan, so I'm sure Ewan's going to give me a big of stick for not being able to have him in this commentary, but we made it work. So I will try and find Dan, and then we'll get that review video up as well. And then of course make sure to subscribe to the channel, check out Huub design, and hashtag Broken Brad. And absolutely incredible. I'm sure many of the media outlets are not going to mention us because they didn't do that before. I don't know what they've got against the Cycling Dane, but I think it's because we're on an amateur production. So but anyways, just like Dan Bigham, we're trying to fight against all the odds. So that's why I like Dan Bigham so much as well. Great to have so many of our regulars as well. Frank the Tank just nipping in there, saying hello. And I've waffled enough. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you on Sunday for Paris-Roubaix. And look out for that Dan Bigham video because he will be going through his bike, and that bike is very slick as well. So thank you every single one of you for joining. And I don't say that, I mean it, like every single one of you. We are such a tiny channel in the grand scheme of things, and it just warms my heart doing this. And Vera, absolutely, EF Education, we should get that. Dan Bigham to EF Education, that should be the hashtag. Dan Bigham to EF Education. Or like his fiance is going to Uno X development team. They're a pro continental team, so even a step up. But Ribble Welltide, of course, tremendous sponsors, supporters of him. Huub Design as well, and who is the other one? Watch Shop from Dan. And thank you every single one of you from the Cycling Dane. I have been Scott Nielsen. I have been your commentator, and thank you all for joining. And we will see you on Sunday. And thank you as always. I think I've said thank you about 1,000 times.